Hello and welcome to this week's yarn chat. My name is Nicole and I am the brains and the beauty behind Yarn Craft by Nicole. Today my featured make is one of the few pullovers that still fits. Is the Goldfinch sweater made by Hailey, and I used Malabrigo as the yarn. I'll show you. It is a great pullover. I made this over Christmas last year. Yeah, I think I made it over Christmas last year. I wanted to see if I could do a sweater over Christmas break. I did. What I really liked about this pattern, besides the texture, is that since it's I believe it's in worsted weight, it works up very quickly, and it is in panels, but they go super fast. So I really like it. I love the color I chose. I think the name of this color was Sunset. There were a couple of things that I made like end of last year, beginning of this year, that were not quite yellow, not quite orange. That was kind of my vibe, and I dig. So very happy with this. I will say it does make a pretty oversized pullover. So just know that if you like your clothes a little bit more fitted, or if you like yours a little bit more oversized. I think I made the extra large, which is what I usually make, and it was pretty big. I did wet block it, and then I actually threw it in the dryer because it grew a ton. So if you do make it and you use a superwash yarn, you might just want to steam block it. Just a thought. But yes, very happy with this. It is starting to get cold. At least it has been the past couple of days here in New York. Has not snowed, whereas it has in a lot of places, which I'm completely fine with because, yeah, I don't think I could put on my snow boots right now without assistance. So not looking for that. I like my mug. We're big Spider-Man fans in this household. Needed some mint tea today. All right, so let's get into it. Finished objects. I have one-ish finished object. So last week I showed you Vaughn's finished v-neck and how I had started my cardigan, and that mine would probably go pretty quick because I've made so many cardigans for myself at this point. I knew what I wanted it to do. It wasn't going to be in panels. I was working it from the bottom up. So I thought it would go fast, and I finished it. So let me show it to you. I used Berroco Vintage, same as what I used for his. I used the same size hook. I think it was a K. And the color is Cardinal, and I really like it. So the way that I made mine is I went bottom up, and then once I was happy with the length, I split for the front and the back panel. The back panel I just did straight, no decreases or anything. The front panel I did a few little decreases here on the front panel. I will say, when I finished it and seamed together just the top of the shoulders, I was afraid I had not given myself enough positive ease. I was thinking that this would be more of a loose cardigan, and it's more fitted. It's still not a fitted cardigan. It opened up a little bit with blocking, but also I had just left myself a lot of room for the ribbing in the middle, and until I finished that, it looks a little funny. So yeah, I did that, and then I did the sleeves. No decreasing at all in the sleeves until I finished them, sewed them on, and then I did a rapid decrease at the ribbing. Yeah, I really like it. It's very cute. Very excited to wear this over the holidays. Baby girls is going to be two-tone between this color and the gray. And I need to order some more with the gray because I ran myself out of yarn for Vaughn's. Like I had just enough for his. I have a little bit left, probably enough to do something for Scoot, but not enough to make a sweater for her. And they're all in like small little balls because of how many times I had to remake the sleeves. So I need to order a couple more skeins of the gray, but I think for his, I ordered 6 skeins of gray. For mine, I ordered 8. I used pretty much all of 6 for mine, so I still have 2 left. I don't need to order any more of this color, which is another reason why I was waiting to order any more of the gray to see if I need to order any more of the red as well, but I don't, so that'll be good. I've decided that instead of a bandana for Scoot, I'm gonna do a little bow tie for him and just make it striped with the 2 colors. I think that'll be cute. I have made Scoot sweaters before without patterns, and kind of a hit or miss on the fit. Scoot has a pretty big chest. He's a mixed terrier. I think also wire hair dachshund. He's very handsome, but he can be a little hard to fit. But so I think he's gonna get a little bow tie this year. Should have enough yarn for that. So that's my big finished object. I really like it. I'm excited to make baby girls. Hers is gonna be so tiny. Hers is gonna be so tiny. We've done a little bit more work in her room, and I've done some more laundry as people have been sending gifts, and just all of her clothes are so small. So yes, hers should not take me very long at all. The other thing I was working on, I don't know if I'm counting this as a finished object or a whip, so it's kind of a both. So I'll show it to you now. So you may recall, I have started getting minis from Amanda Knits for her mini club. She sends them out once a month. 15 bucks, includes shipping. You get a 20 gram and a 10 gram mini that coordinate, and they've been really fun to get. And she's done like themes. I'm a fan. And I decided that I wanted to do something specific with them every month. When I first signed up for the club, I thought, oh, minis, I'll just use them however, but I kind of like the idea of using them together since they coordinate so well. Like the mini and the micro mini, I think is what she calls them. So I decided maybe I'll do a granny square motif as a blanket or something. And then I looked and there weren't any that I loved. So I was like, well, I'll just write one up. And I did my test one yesterday, and then I'll just show it to you. So it's much more complicated than I thought I would want to do, but it's so pretty. I don't know if you've ever drawn mandalas or if you've colored them in coloring books. I doodled a lot in class in both high school and in college. Really any class I've ever taken. So that is one thing that I like to do, is doodle those. And that's kind of what this felt like. Like I knew that I wanted puff stitches. I knew I wanted to have a circle center. And then with each concentric round, I was like, well, what would be fun to do here? So my idea of something that was a little bit simpler definitely became complicated, but I really like it. And last night, as I was trying to go to sleep and my brain was not, I was thinking, well, maybe I should do a different motif every month. Like that could be kind of fun. Maybe even team up with the yarn dyer and like let her know what I'm doing, which I will anyway, even with just this one. But this morning I came down here and took another look at this and saw just how much details in this. I'm like, girl, you do not need to try to do that every month. It'll just be fun to make it every month, I think. I did have a little bit of yarn left over, not a ton. And I've been watching so many episodes of Crazy Sock Lady and all the things that she's done with scraps. I'm like, I have to figure out some way to use those. But anyway, this was my first one. I haven't blocked it yet. When I block it, it'll even out a little bit of that, the little wonkiness right there. But I really enjoyed making this. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet. If you have an idea for what to call this kind of mandala granny square motif, let me know. Yeah, because I tried a couple of different things, and one of the things I tried, it kind of reminded me of hand-painted tiles that you see on all those home reno shows that in my dream kitchen I will have. And so I thought about calling it hand-painted tile, but now that I have changed it and made it look a little bit more like a flower, I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, so I have this one, and then I'm going to be releasing this as a free tutorial on my blog soonish, and then I'm gonna make up the second sample in the October colors, which are very cute. Come on, you know you want to focus. There you go. I think it'll look really pretty in this, and I think that was part of the reason, is because the October colors were so like spider webby themed that I was like, oh, I should make a granny square that looks like a spider web. I'm like, girl, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Quit. So, kind of calling this a finished object, but you will see more of this. And I'm hoping to kind of like seam them together as I go, like as I finish them each month and keep them in order. I think that would look really pretty, but I don't know. It's fun. I enjoy it. So, next thing to show you. I did a little work on this scarf. I like the way that the colors are working up. It's very pretty. But not a ton of work on this scarf. The other thing that I was working on for the blog is a Tunisian tutorial. My goal for this one is to release it on the blog as well as on YouTube. I know for me, sometimes I like having someone explain things step by step in a video, and sometimes I'm in a busy or crowded place and I kind of just want to see the steps. So thinking that this would be a good one to do for that. Let's see if I can lean over far enough to show you. And this is just a simple Tunisian two-tone. Y'all know I'm obsessed with Tunisian two-tone. And I like it. So the goal is like kind of a really big chunky scarf. I'm gonna hold it up a little bit better there. I think it'll look really pretty. I'm using a new to me yarn. This is Big Twist Hush. It is 100% polyester. It is a bulky weight yarn. It's pretty bulky. Like I don't know if I call it a super bulky, but it's pretty bulky. And they come in these 300 gram skeins, and I think it's got like 219 yards in it or something like that. I'm using taupe, which is the brown color, and mustard, and a size giant hook, size M, I think, Tunisian hook. Yeah, so a 9mm hook. I'm a little worried that I don't have enough yarn to do it like with just one skein of each. I'm a little worried I made my scarf too wide, but I really like the width of the scarf. So if I run out of yarn, I will just have to make another trip to Joann to get some more, but I think it's coming out really lovely. I will say, I just can't seem to pick a happy medium because I have this bulky and then I have fingering weight projects. And my hands are just so confused. They don't know which way's up. I'm coming or going. And that's all I'm currently working on. However, I'm about to show you some delightful yarn from a delightful yarn store that I got for gift makes. So there isn't a local yarn store super close to me that has knit nights, that has a lot of community around it. And that is something that I have been missing since I've been here. I'm not teaching. I'm at home most of the time. Like I needed an outlet, and I needed something that had a wider selection too. So I heard about this yarn store actually here on YouTube from someone who went on their way to Rhinebeck, and it's called Pick Up Every Stitch. It's in Mount Kisco, which is about 35 minutes from me. And so I went yesterday and explored, and it was delightful, wonderful. They do have knit nights. I'm excited to go back to that. So I did a little shopping there yesterday, and they're great. Staff was super helpful. It was nice to walk into a yarn store where there was like a group of people that was working on something. People were really excited to meet you and to talk to you. I've just missed that. So I'm going to show you what I got, but I don't know that I'm going to tell you what everything is for specifically because of who watches this podcast. Or maybe I'll just give a disclaimer before I say what it's for. The first thing that I got is this cutie. This is something I had not seen before. Lamana is a new to me brand, and they're tweed, and it's a white tweed. I've seen a couple of dyers that have done white tweed, and sometimes you look at a yarn and it just tells you what it wants to be. And I looked at this yarn and it told me it wanted to be a baby Santa hat. And so I bought it because it needs to become a baby Santa hat. Christmas is one of my favorite times of year. It's one of my husband's favorite times of year. And the fact that baby girl is due early December, just leaning even harder into it this year. So very excited about this. It is, trying to give you some specs on this. It's 25 grams, made in Italy, and it's 120 meters, and it's 100% wool. So very excited to use this. It's pretty soft. It'll be cute. She'll like it. She'll wear it. And maybe I'll do like a matching bow for me or something. But really liked that. I thought that was very cute. And then this, Erin, if you're watching this, just goodbye. Skip to the end. This I got from my sister Erin. Her favorite color is orange. This is some of the softest yarn that I squished out all yesterday. And here's why. Let me tell you what's in it. It's 35% merino, 20% baby alpaca, 15% silk, 15% yak, 15% Donegal, which is the tweed part. Holy moly, it's soft. Really like this. The brand is Illimani. Illimani. I'll hold it up so maybe y'all can see it there. Super delightful. I think I'm adding a syllable. Illimani. Yeah, I'm definitely adding a syllable. But it's very soft. It's very delightful. This will either become a hat or an ear warmer, I think, for Christmas. It's so nice. They had a lot of, they had like a handful of tweeds. They had some pretty neutrals too, but the orange is what spoke to me for her. Orange is her favorite color. The next thing I bought is for my mom. Mom, if you're watching, skip to the end. My mom is an avid quilter. She's very good. She made me a quilt when I graduated college. She made me a quilt when I got married. She made me a quilt for a baby girl. She made me a quilt when I was a baby. She's very good. And the quilt that she made me when I got married has 3 different types of quilt star patterns. And I've seen online where you can take solid granny squares and do like half in one color, half another, and mimic some of these quilt designs. So I've had this bundle of blue sky wool stock colors. I'm gonna see if I can just grab a little bit of everything. Yeah, well, I think I already had an orange in there. I think these are all the colors. These little, what are you, 5 grams? No, 10, no, that's not right. 10 meters, 12 yards, 5 grams, yeah. All these little minis that I bought, I wanna say when I was at Midwest Craft Con. And then I had a little bit left over from when I've used these minis before for a table runner in a different color scheme. I have some just really dark gray from Blue Sky Fibers, and I was like, these will work really well together to make maybe a wall hanging, maybe a table runner, something where I can mimic the star pattern she used in my quilt and make something for her for Christmas. But when I was at the yarn store yesterday, I like these colors together. I will say my mom is not a big pink person, so I don't know that I'll put the pink in there. I think that's more her speed. I don't know. But when I was at the store yesterday, they had Blue Sky Fibers and 150 gram hanks as well as 50 gram hanks. And I thought that this kind of oatmeal-y color was much more her style, and it would give me enough to do the whole thing. So it wouldn't have to be super small. So I got a skein of this, and I even like the way that it plays with the dark too. I think that'll be really pretty. So I'll throw those in together. Yeah, I don't know if I'll use the pink or really the yellow. We'll see, because those are kind of, I don't know, we'll see. My mom also has lots of shades of blue in her house, but I was afraid if I did shades of blue that it would just blend in with everything else. But maybe just without the pink. I think without the pink that would still look really pretty. And that looks very quilt-like. I like that. I like those colors a lot. So, very excited about that. If I go to the knit night at the store, I probably will work on those because those will be easy to do. And then the other thing that I got, all right, mother-in-law, if you're watching, you need to skip to the end. For my husband's mom, I wanted to make a pillow for Christmas. She's asked me to make her a pillow that has like a little house motif, and I thought I would do that and then maybe have it say grandma's house, and she's gonna be grandma for Christmas. So I got the background color for that. Thinking a decate weight pillow would work best. I had some decate scraps. Her house has a lot of neutrals, like whites, creams, grays, and then like light blues. So I thought that this would go very well with that. This was recommended to me from the person that was working in the store. Knit by Numbers, and it's 100% merino wool. And she showed me a couple of samples that they had worked up in it of sweaters that were done on color work, and they looked really good. So got like a navy that I'm going to use, and then maybe some purples. I'll have to see what else I have in my stash, or just like from leftover yarns, but I think that'll look really pretty, and it's pretty soft. It's not as squishy soft as that orange, but it is still pretty soft, and I think it'll work up well, and I think it'll hold up well as a pillow. So excited about that. And that's all I've got. That's all I got this week. That's plenty. That's plenty for me to have this week. And with that, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up with what I can't let go. And what I can't let go of is that last week, a friend of my mom's who came by the shower that we had in Georgia, I hadn't seen her in years. She and my mom used to do these giant used book sales together, and we're really good friends growing up. But her daughter has started dyeing yarn, and her name is Pandemonium 3 Dyeworks. I'll put it down in the description below. She's just starting out this year. She's doing some craft shows, which is great. But my mom went to a craft show and then like FaceTimed me to buy me yarn. I don't know that my mom has ever bought me hand-dyed yarn before. And it was just so sweet. Like it was so precious. And it was nice. It was nice to see her kind of step out of her comfort zone, support her friend's daughter, but also get me something that she knew I would like. And it was great. So that's what I can't let go of, is how sweet and special that moment was. I hope that the weather is not crazy cold where you are, unless that's your jam, and that you get lots of making in this week. And with that, I will see you next time. Bye, guys.